26. This is Good Morning New Orleans. From WGNO ABC 26, this is Good Morning New Orleans.
Chances are you've seen it or heard it around town. The Steamboat Natchez, of course, a classic New Orleans staple. And this morning we're giving you a behind-the-scenes look. So ABC 26 News reporter Chris Nye is live with the Steamboat's captain with more. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Jocelyn, we are on the stern of the Steamboat Natchez this morning with Captain Mitchell. Isn't this so cool? Take a look over here at this. Isn't that crazy? This is the paddle boat, or the paddle wheel, right?
This is the paddle wheel, stern wheel steamboat.
Well, tell me about it. I understand that you have to come out and paint this thing once a year?
Oh, yeah, we lay up 2 weeks during the year, and we actually come and paint the wheel red and white. The entire crew gets in the wheel, and we actually walk around the wheel. We paint, move it, let it dry, and paint the entire wheel and make it brand new.
I can't believe that. You've got a lot of nerve and guts to be able to go out on that wheel like that. But yeah, the Natchez is really cool. Did you know it's celebrating its 35th anniversary this year? This is Natchez boat number 9. And this morning, Captain Mitchell is actually going to show us how they tie the boat and secure it so it doesn't float away into the Mississippi River, right?
Exactly. We take a lot of pride in this boat. This boat is New Orleans.
It truly is. Well, let's get to the tie-in part over here, shall we? Tell us what this is right here.
This is the stern line. We use this to tie the back of the boat to get it secure. We have lines throughout the boat, in the center of the boat, which is midship, and on the forward part of the boat, which is the bow.
Okay.
And we secure the boat pretty much with the line. What we do is make crazy eights, we call it.
Okay.
Simply get your slack out of the line, get it real taut, and you make the number 8. Just like that.
So you just make the number 8 with that rope. And I tell you what, this rope is crazy in itself. And so this basically just holds the boat in, right?
Yes, we have several lines that secure the boat. Now, the boats are secured by anchors when they're out in the center of the water. But at the dock, you tie up with the ropes.
Well, you know, we've got some little fun facts about the Steamboat Natchez this morning. Did you know that the first boat was built in Cincinnati, Ohio in 1846, and the current boat, like I said, which is boat number 9, is celebrating its 35th anniversary this year. This boat can hold 1,600 passengers, and it is the last authentic steamboat on the Mississippi River. So super cool. You've got such a wonderful job. And, you know, coming up this morning, we are going to go inside the engine room, right?
Yes, the engine room is the heart of the boat. This is it. The engines aboard the Natchez are over 80 years old, although the boat is 35.
Oh, wow. Super cool. Looking forward to. You're going to want to stick around next half hour inside the Natchez Steamboat. Back to you, Jocelyn.
How cool, Chris. Thank you very much. If you are in the Fringe Quarter, and I'm sure you have been at some point, chances are you have seen it or heard it, been on it maybe. The Steamboat Natchez is a classic New Orleans staple, and this morning we are giving you a behind-the-scenes look. ABC 26 News reporter Chris Nye is live with the Steamboat's captain with more this morning. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Jocelyn, how cool is this? I am standing in the engine room of the Steamboat Natchez. This, like you said, it is a New Orleans staple, and with us this morning is Captain Mitchell. Awesome to be here. Thank you for getting up so early to give us this little tour. Well, tell us about this room that we're in right now.
This is everything. This is how the boat is ran. Without the engines, it cannot run. These engines over here, which are over 80 years old.
Over 80 years old right here.
Big paddle wheel that we seen earlier.
Okay.
And these engines are amazing. They come off an old steamboat that tramped the river many years ago called the Clarendon.
Okay.
And we bought them and we put them on the Natchez, restored them, and they run this steamboat day in, day out.
Do you know about how fast this steamboat can go?
This boat at full power, we can probably do 18 to 19 statute miles per hour.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
She's considered as the fastest steamboat on the river.
Interesting. So you learn something new every day. Well, what's this area over here? I was sitting in this area a few minutes ago.
It's what this says, a telegraph area. This is where the oiler sits in to take commands from the wheelhouse.
Okay.
As you know, on the picture here, the pilot sits up in the wheelhouse and he gives commands to the oiler that has the same telegraph system.
Okay. So this is a communication hub.
It's a communication hub, pretty much, and his orders have to coordinate with this guy up here so that the boat can do what we need to do with her.
Wonderful. We've got some other fun facts about the Steamboat Natchez for you this morning. Did you know that the first boat was built in Cincinnati, Ohio in 1846? The current boat, which is boat number 9, is celebrating its 35th anniversary this year. So isn't that cool? And this boat can hold 1,600 passengers, and it is the last authentic steamboat on the Mississippi River. So super cool facts. And you, as being, you know, a captain of a steamboat like this, what is your fondest memory here on the Steamboat Natchez?
I've had so many memories over the last 35 years. I would say my most fondest is a wedding renewal that I did for 75th wedding anniversary.
75th wedding anniversary.
These folks was married for 75 years, and they renewed their vows on the Natchez, and that was the most memorable thing for me.
So not only are you a steamboat captain, but you also do weddings.
Yes, I've done over 200 weddings for the steamboat.
Goodness gracious, isn't that cool? You learn something new every day, like I just said. I'm learning a lot this morning about the Steamboat Natchez. Thank you so much. Coming up in the next half hour, you know what, we're going to learn even more about this super cool New Orleans staple. Back to you, Jocelyn.
Yeah, a taste of our own history. Thank you very much, Chris. If you are in the French Quarter, chances are you've seen it or you've heard it. We're talking this morning about the Steamboat Natchez. It's a classic New Orleans staple, isn't it? Well, this morning we're giving you a behind-the-scenes look. Really cool. Chris Knight is out live with the Steamboat's captain, who is touring the boat this morning. Chris?
Jocelyn, I'm having so much fun this morning. We're standing on the stern of the boat. Now that the sun has come up, you can see how beautiful it is out here. We've got the New Orleans skyline behind us, and we have the big paddle wheel next to us over here. And first of all, Captain Mitchell is with us this morning. Talk to us about this paddle wheel right here.
Well, this wheel is made out of white oak wood and steel. It weighs about 26 tons.
26 tons.
White oak and steel, and it is amazing.
And I understand you guys have to go out there and paint it every winter?
Yeah, that's the fun part of the job, actually, during layup, getting in the wheel and actually doing the hard work of painting it and making it look good.
All right, well, you know what? Let's talk about how you dock this thing, because we've got the rope right next to us. Do you want to show us how you properly tie the rope?
Yeah, we basically use the number 8.
So you do like a figure 8?
A figure 8, and you take up all your slack and pull the line real tight. We have crew members that does this. And you tie it up.
How many of these do you have out here on the boat?
We have about 8 crew members, deckhands that tie the boat up.
That tie the boat up? Oh my goodness gracious. Well, this is so cool. And this is something that you can check out as well. We have other fun facts about the Steamboat Natchez, and let's take a look at some of those right now. The first boat was built in Cincinnati in 1846. Now, the current boat that we're on today is boat number 9. Did you know it's celebrating its 35th anniversary this year? It can hold 1,600 passengers, and it is the last authentic steamboat on the Mississippi River. So this is definitely a really cool thing that you can come check out, and you can do tours and all that good stuff. Now, Captain Mitchell, what is your fondest memory out here on the boat?
Well, my fondest memory is so many memories. As I was telling you earlier, the 75th wedding renewal, vow renewal, that was great.
Because you also do weddings as well on the steamboat, which is crazy. But I asked on Facebook if anybody had any questions for Captain Mitchell, and we do have a question for you. It's from Brenton, and he says, how long has the Natchez operated on the Mississippi River, all the way back to the first boat?
The first boat came down the river from Vicksburg to New Orleans during the cotton trade. Cotton was big back then in 1846.
So it's been on the Mississippi since 1846?
Named Natchez, yes.
Perfect. Well, come check out this boat. Help celebrate the 35th anniversary out here on the Natchez Steamboat. Back to you, Jocelyn.
How cool. Great information. Thank you very much, Chris. If you're in the French Quarter, chances are you've seen it or you've heard it at least. The Steamboat Natchez is a classic New Orleans staple, and this morning we're giving you a behind-the-scenes look. ABC 26 News reporter Chris Knight is live with the Steamboat's captain and more. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Jocelyn, we are in the engine room of the Steamboat Natchez with the Captain Mitchell this morning. Tell us a little bit about this room.
This is where everything happens. This is the engines, the steam engines that make this boat goes. The Natchez is the number 9 Natchez to be built, and the steam engines are over 80 years old.
And I understand this steam engine can go pretty fast, right?
Yeah, this boat can do about 18 statute miles per hour. She's considered the fastest steamboat on the river.
And you know what? You've got the pictures on the wall to prove it real quick. If you want to look behind us over here, tell us really quick about these pictures.
Those are previous steamboats that have tramped the river that raced against the Natchez, and each time they lost. And they are no longer in service now.
Wow. Well, you know, we were saying that this is Natchez number 9. What happened to the previous boats?
Natchez number 8 was a side wheeler, and she was dismantled in 1800s. Number 6 was the great steamboat racer that raced from New Orleans to St. Louis in 1870. It was a great steamboat race between the Robert E. Lee and the steamer Natchez number 6.
Good.
That was the last time a Natchez ever lost the race in 1870.
Look at that. Well, you know, we've got some other fun facts about the Steamboat Natchez. Did you know the first boat was built in Cincinnati in 1846? The current boat, which is boat number 9, like we said, is celebrating its 35th anniversary this year. It can hold 1,600 passengers, and it is the last authentic steamboat on the Mississippi River. Now, of course, you've probably heard the Natchez before if you're walking around town. We've got the Calliope upstairs. We can't see it this morning because of our live shot capabilities, but let's talk a little bit about that Calliope.
Well, the steam Calliope originated to bring folks to the river. Steamboats would go from town to town, and to bring folks to the river, they would play the steam organ, or steam Calliope as it's called, and that would gather folks to the river and bring them to the boat.
Wonderful. Well,
We still use that today here on the Natchez.
Oh, yeah, I can hear it all the time, and I just love it. Well, anybody down here in the French Quarter, come check out this Steamboat Natchez. Celebrate the 35th anniversary for the 9th steamboat. One more thing. Did you know that Captain Mitchell here is a poet, and he writes poetry? He's very inspired by the steamboat. So he's going to share a quick little line from one of his poems.
With cavils black and decked sea green, bulkheads are shining white. We keep it clean by working hard, morning, noon, and night, right here aboard the Natchez.
Wonderful. Gotta love it. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
And with that wonderful poem, we're going to throw it back to you, Jocelyn.
All right, Chris.